Hello, welcome to the Sound of Science, the place where we deconstruct unscientific bogus and silly scams. Let's go get them. Hello, you wonderful people. Today I was binge reading the most goofy theist replies in my comment section, and I noticed quite a few Christians making a big deal out of the supposed real-life existence of a guy called Jesus. Now the answer to the question, did Jesus really exist, is very short and simple. We don't know. A whole load of biblical scholars conclude that Jesus most likely did exist in real life. However, it turns out that many of them are Christians who work for Christian universities and Christian research groups, so they kind of have no other choice than to conclude that Jesus existed, because if they don't, many of them also believe that they will be punished for saying that Jesus didn't exist. So we do have to approach their findings with a grain of salt. There is also a considerable number of biblical scholars who state that Jesus most likely did not exist in reality. And there is a whole bunch of scholars who says the evidence that is available doesn't really warrant the belief that Jesus existed, but that we just don't know if he existed. Now, the whole discussion about the existence of Jesus has always confused me a bit, because in my opinion, the question if Jesus really existed is close to irrelevant. It always astonishes me why many Christians think they accomplished some kind of victory in a discussion when they say that a majority of biblical scholars think that Jesus really existed. Because let's assume for a moment that they're right. Let's assume that 2,000 years ago, there really was a guy whose name was Jesus, who preached a religion and who gained a following that resulted in the current fan base of Christianity. Let's assume that this Jesus guy got into conflict with the authorities and that he was crucified. Let's assume that all of that is true. Then what? There is nothing really special about that. People exist. People preaching religion exist. People being crucified exist. People by the name of Jesus exist. So all of that is not really remarkable in any way. But then comes the real problem. Even if all of this is true, it brings us not 1 inch closer to proving the existence of a God. And it brings us not 1 inch closer to proving the existence of anything else that is described in the Bible. You still need evidence to prove that a God exists. You still need evidence to prove that he created the universe. You still need evidence to prove that Jesus was his son. You still need evidence to prove that there is heaven and hell, etc. So, proving the existence of a guy called Jesus who was crucified and whose following resulted in today's fan base of Christianity basically leaves Christianity empty-handed. All they would have done in such a case is proving that a specific guy, who's one of the main characters of their old book, once existed. Congratulations. Proving that Jesus existed is like proving that Count Dracula really existed. And by the way, Dracula indeed did exist. He was a violent prince in medieval Romania, and over the centuries he gained a following that resulted in the current fan base of Dracula. But that doesn't bring me 1 inch closer to proving that vampires exist, and that they gain superhuman strength from drinking blood, and that they can fly, and that sunlight turns them into ashes. No, the fact that a man called Dracula really existed, and that he gained a following that resulted in his current fan base proves only that and nothing else. And with this Jesus guy, it's just the same. If he really existed, so what? We already knew that people exist, and some of them get crucified. It's a pretty pointless observation So if you're a Christian and you really want to do something significant, then prove your God exists. That would be refreshing. But now that you're here, and now that you've listened to me till the very end of this video, you surely must think that my channel is worth subscribing to. So please, hit that subscribe button so that you will be notified if I upload a new video. And even if you think I'm just a jerk for being critical towards your favorite god, then subscribe anyway so that you don't forget to go to my comment section and post your silly claims without any evidence. If you do that, I promise to irritate you even more by posting videos that at least show some level of critical thinking and spread the sound of science.